Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazi and welcome back to The Mixer, the second oldest segment on this channel, and one where I give you guys info about things from all walks of life, people, places, things, events, sports, all that kind of stuff, covering topics from, biographies, geography, biology, science, whatever the hell you guys want to hear about, I have on this segment here, This is a very depressing day that I chose to record. It's a Sunday. I already don't record on Sundays, and there's some heavy wind outside. I think it might rain later because the sky's overcast. There are people down there screaming, so not the best day to record, but you guys may have noticed that I'm a little behind schedule. I've been going through some personal stuff outside of YouTube, and it's been really affecting me. It's been messing with my head, so I haven't really felt the desire to come here and record vlogs, but now I'm back, okay, and better than ever, I promise you. So let's get back to it, right? So here's the thing, guys. Today I'm going to be talking about a person who has a two very unique distinctions of titles, because you can call him the luckiest man ever or the unluckiest man ever. It really will depend on how you see this, Maybe, just maybe, you've never heard of this guy. And if not, it's going to be my pleasure to introduce him to you, because this dude is really truly something different, I have no idea how to even begin describing this guy's existence, but as the video goes on, you'll see that he does have a few the hell was that? A jet? Jeez. No, I think that was a motorcycle. Something just yeah, that's definitely a motorcycle. Oh boy. Anyway, so unlucky was this man that nobody knows what his name even was, in all of my research, and I have poured hours of research into this, I have found that his name is either Frano or Selak, literally nobody knows, okay? I tried to dig up as much dirt as I could on this guy, and it's really hard to get the info that I need, so it's either one of those two names there, but his last name is Selak, so I'll probably be referring to him as that throughout this video to make it a little easier. Throughout his life, he has had several very major and unbelievable brushes with death, and it's really hard to believe, and some of them are just downright ridiculous. And here's the thing. He has been involved in an accident with every mode of transportation that you can imagine. So we're talking buses, cars, trains, airplanes, except for boats. Ironically, which is what he was born on, He was born on a boat in 1929, and because his parents were fishing in Dubrovnik in Croatia, and, his mother was already pregnant, so she went into labor, and there wasn't enough time to get back to shore to get to the hospital, so he was born literally on the boat, and throughout 4 decades there of his life, starting in the late 1950s, he would suffer an accident on every single mode of transportation except for a boat. And I'm actually really surprised, but maybe then again, I don't think he ever got on a boat. There's no registry that says he ever got on a boat or a ship, so maybe that's why. If he did, I'm pretty sure that thing would have sunk. Okay, it sounds extreme, and now I'm making light of it, I'm making jokes, but this, guys, is no laughing matter. Okay, it is, because actually there are some points of it that are actually hilarious, but in the sense that they are really hard to believe hilarious, Before I start talking in detail about it, let me just give a little disclaimer to his close friends and immediate family members. I am in no way trying to profit off of this guy's misery, when he was alive. But I mean, my channel isn't even monetized, so I'm not even making money with this, Although if I could, I would, but. That is not the point, okay? I'm just saying that this is just an informative, educational video for my subscribers. I want to get this story out there because it's really cool and interesting. So that's what my intention is, okay? So please, if any of his family members see this, don't sue me, okay? I'm not trying to demoralize the guy. I just want to talk about the things that he went through, because you gotta admit it's pretty strange. I'll definitely say that. But anyway, so let's begin the journey. Now, before I get into it, you guys should know that this has been something that's been documented already. Some of these have been historically verified, but given the nature of such claims, it's understandable that some of them might have been a little exaggerated, but nonetheless, I'm going to report the facts as I see them, okay? And it all started in 1957, when Selak got on a bus driven by a friend of his, I think, somebody that he knew, because he knew the bus driver, and both of them were just driving from point A to point B, However, both of them had taken a shot of rakića. I'm guessing it's like this Croatian alcohol of sorts before getting on the bus, So Throughout the destination, just going from point A to point B, they were going somewhere else to drink more alcohol. And then along the way, the bus swerved off the road and crashed into a river, you know, and as it started to sink, both of them were able to escape. They both got out of the bus. They were the only 2 passengers, I believe, and Selak suffered only a few minor cuts and bruises, and this was the first thing that happened in his life that was unbelievable. You survive something like this, it's not like the most incredible thing in the world. It's just a bus crashing into a river. It's not that big of a deal, you know. It might have really been just a one-off thing, you know, but that was the first notable thing that happened. However, 5 years later in 1962, it starts to already get a little crazy because he was actually on a train ride. I cannot memorize these 2 places. From Sarajevo to Dubrovnik, you know, the place where he was born. So during this train ride, a boulder fell on the tracks and made the train jump off of it and crash into a river again. A very, very icy river, even colder than the first one. And so it began to sink. Water was flooding in. People were panicking. And so Selak managed to break a compartment window that he was of the room that he was in. He broke the compartment window and he actually swam out, carrying his fellow passenger, his acquaintance, with him to shore, you know. People in the nearby village saw the accident. They were all scrambling to help, you know, and they pulled Selak out of the water. He had suffered a broken arm and hypothermia from that, you know, and aside from him and the guy that he actually saved, I don't think anybody else survived. A total of 17 people died in that accident, you know, and it was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy. It was not something that you would associate as being normal. You might already be thinking, well, this guy is a little unlucky, but then again, it's just 2 things, right? It's an accident on a bus and an accident on a train. There's nothing there that's going to make me think that this guy's cursed or something, right? Except that in 1963, 1 year later, and this is the biggest BS that I am forced to swallow to record this video, he actually got on a last-minute flight from Zagreb to Rijeka because his mother was ill, so he had to go and see her. Even though he didn't have a ticket, he actually convinced the crew to let him on so he can go there and help his mom, and they allowed it. And so he sat way in the far back next to a flight attendant named Rosika, right? That is her name, right? Yes, Rosika. It's funny how her name is, you know. So then, not too far from the destination point, something happened in the airplane. There were some technical malfunctions, so it started to lose altitude and go down. And as that happened, the door was blown off of its hinges, you know, and then all of a sudden, people were getting sucked out of that thing, man. People were going like... They were getting sucked out of the airplane, you know. And I'm even freaking drooling and spitting talking about it. Why is my mouth so wet? So anyway, people were getting sucked out of that thing, including Selak, and he was hurled from the airplane that was 800 meters above the ground at that point, you know? Already going down, but still very high up. People were dying, man. They were being knocked into oblivion by the force of that, you know? And then throughout all of that, he fell into a haystack and survived. He didn't die. Everybody else on that plane died because it crashed. It just exploded. The only other survivor was the flight attendant, Rosika, and I have no idea how, and I don't care because she's not the one who I'm doing this video about, so she can go screw herself. I'm talking about Selak, and it's literally like Assassin's Creed levels of WTF, man. The guy falls into a haystack from 800 meters of altitude. Dude. This to me is just like, this is only the 3rd thing that I'm talking about, and it's already the most unbelievable. But trust me, it gets worse. Understandably, he never got into another plane again, ever in his life, once that I know of, you know, so that's understandable, you know, you can cut him some slack on that one there, you know. And then remember that bus accident back in 1957? Okay, well, 3 years after this crazy plane accident in 1956, he got on another bus. I guess maybe he was gonna give it another chance because he thought the first one was just a freak accident that would never happen again. So this bus was, again, just like the first one, going from point A to point B, and again, it skidded off of the road into yet another river, and this time 4 people drowned, you know. This time there were casualties in the bus accident, and again he swam to shore with only a few minor cuts and bruises. I really don't understand how this is even possible, you know, but like I said, it keeps getting more ridiculous. Already we have 2 bus accidents, a train accident, and a plane accident that is just incredibly unbelievable. That's like, I wouldn't survive that even in a video game, but if I was playing Call of Duty, I probably wouldn't survive that even if I had a parachute or something. So anyway, Okay, so then he decided to forego public transportation for a while. He's like, you know what, screw you guys, forget society's transportations, I'm gonna just do myself that. No, not do myself, that's not what I meant, I'm sorry. I'm going to transport myself from now on, okay? I'm just gonna, be my own driver. I'm going to, pilot my existence elsewhere. So in 1970, he was in his own car, driving freedom, wind in his hair, going again from point A to point B, a specific destination, when all of a sudden it inexplicably caught fire. You can't make this up, man. You can't make these things up. It literally just caught fire out of nowhere, burst into flames, and he was able to not only escape the car and get a safe enough distance away seconds before it exploded. At this point, I would probably never leave my house. I would never even, I would just walk. I would just walk everywhere. Even if it's a cross-state journey, I would just walk everywhere I go, and I would not give a crap about this any transportation at all, But he said, you know what? I think I'm gonna give it another chance. Maybe that was just a one-off thing. So in 1973, he was like, you know what? Second time's the charm. He got another car and again was driving somewhere. And this time, oh boy, this time something was really, really angry with him. Something in a different plane of existence, man. Because now, for some reason, a malfunctioning pump started to leak oil into the what the hell was it? Yeah, started to leak oil into the engine, and that caused fire to start. What? A malfunctioning fuel pump started to leak oil into the engine, and that's what made flames start to burst through the air vents, There was fire everywhere, so literally everywhere that the car had some kind of opening for air conditioning, for example, every kind of vent, there was fire coming at him, And again, he survived, but this time a lot of his hair was singed off, so I guess he became pretty much damn near bald at that point, And he actually did not sustain any other injuries aside from that, He did manage to escape the car. I'm pretty sure it blew up again because it blew up also because it's fire through the air vents. You don't really escape that kind of thing, do you? It's very, very strange. But this was in 1973, and oh boy, it would be a whopping 12 years before something else happened. And at that point, he was probably like, you know what, I'm pretty okay, I'm good, nothing's gonna happen to me. Because just to review, guys, we had up until now 2 bus accidents, 2 car accidents, 1 airplane crash, and 1 train accident, So then, all the way in 1995, I think whatever is controlling this, if it's the angels above or demons below, whatever supernatural entities were betting on this guy, because there was supernatural foul play at work here, Whatever was controlling this thing, they decided, you know what, it's been way too long, let's make something happen. It's like The Sims or GTA, where you spawn something out of nowhere, And in 1995, you got hit by a bus, man. He was literally just walking down the street in Zagreb, and all of a sudden a bus comes and hits him. I'm so sorry to laugh. It's not that it's funny that the guy is getting screwed over. It's just that it's so random. And again, no serious injuries. Nothing happened to this guy. Then in 1996, a year later, he was driving yet another car, and a freaking UN truck crashed into it, or rather no, almost crashed into it, and then it caused the car to swerve into a guardrail. He was on a mountain road, by the way, somewhere on the top of a mountain driving a road. It swerved into a guardrail, then it eventually gave way, and then it actually projected him, or I believe it either shot him or he jumped out of the window, and he grabbed onto this tree branch of sorts, he grabbed onto it so he wouldn't fall down into the ravine, while his car itself fell 300 feet and crashed and exploded. I'm actually not sure it exploded. I just wanted to insert that there because it sounded dramatic and crazy, So anyway, so that's what happened, So an almost accident by a truck made his car swerve off the road, because his vehicles love swerving off of things, right? Just crash all the way down there at the bottom of the ravine while he was holding down onto a tree branch, or like a tree thingy of sorts. I do believe it was a tree branch. Let me just check my cheat sheet here. But I do believe it was that. Yes, it was a tree branch, Oh yeah, by the way, why was he flung out of it? Why was he not wearing a seatbelt? He refused to wear one ever since the airplane accident, So, yeah, not really sure why, I'm not sure, man. He just didn't want to wear a damn seatbelt, so he didn't, just leave the guy alone. So that happened in 1996, and, Well, you might think, after all of that, you know, this guy is definitely either blessed or cursed and nothing else could possibly ever happen to him. That was the final straw. You see, good old Selak was an avid lottery player because after every single one of his near-fatal accidents, he would apparently play in the lottery because he felt lucky, so he wanted to try to win some money. He never did. However, sometime after his last near-fatal accident, you know, that he fell, his car fell from the cliff and whatnot, you know, 2 days after his 73rd birthday, he played the lottery again, and this time he actually won 900,000 euros, equivalent to $1,110,000. I have had it up to here with this guy. I am done. This video is going to end right here prematurely. No outro screen or anything. I am pissed, man. The guy goes through all of that, then plays the lottery and wins a damn fortune. I'm pretty sure that was pretty much life or the universe or God or, you know, whatever was taking hold of his existence at the time. It was them saying, you know what, man, here, this is for all the damage that we've caused for you. You know, this is you for having, let's say, like, I don't know, what the hell is the word for it? I don't know. Here is the I don't know what it's called. Okay, like when you're fired from a job and then the company pays you money for a few months, you know, that's what it is, you know, whatever the hell you call it. I'm pretty sure that something somewhere, a group of entities were making a bet on him, and every time that he was going through one of these experiences, somebody lost a bet, because I can guarantee you that something in some kind of, I don't know, alternate, not a dimension, but like a different plane of existence was betting on him and definitely lost a lot of money, which accumulated to his lottery winnings, because that's the only explanation. And this guy is, the verdict is, I don't know if he's lucky or unlucky. And this was around the time that he married for the 5th time, I think. I believe throughout his entire life he would marry a total of 6 times, you know, so the woman who was with him at the time was very lucky. But he actually bought 2 houses, one for himself and a summer home. I think he bought a boat as well, you know. The one mode of transportation that he had no misfortunes on, you know, the boat. But he did also buy a lot of things for his friends. I think he gave away 25 cars to friends and family, you know. He actually gave away a lot of the money, you know. He also lent it to people who, of course, never returned it, you know. He admitted to not being a very good businessman, but he didn't really care. He actually didn't mind. He was pretty old at that point, I think, so he just started giving money away and lived a pretty regular lifestyle with the stuff that he already bought, you know. So, you know, he was actually very humble, very down to earth, and unfortunately in 2016 he passed away at the age of either 86 or 87. There's no information on that, you know, but he died a peaceful old man. After all of the things that he went through, he just died an old man in his sleep, you know, which is really ironic and hilarious. But that's pretty much it, guys, you know. There actually is a video on YouTube that if I can find, I'm going to leave a link to it here, that was released, I think, back in 2014. It has millions of views, which is like his life story, but animated, you know. He himself went on to say that this little animation exaggerated a few facts, like they gave him a mustache and the accidents were all mixed up, but it still came out pretty okay for him because it has a lot of views. So, yeah, guys. Oh boy, I think that's it. This has been my 3rd attempt at recording this video. The first 2 were met with just the lighting was crappy, you know, things weren't working out too well in the background, so I am not gonna do this again. Okay, if this video doesn't come out okay, I don't care. I'm done re-recording stuff, you know, I can't take it anymore. But this just goes to show how much I love you guys. If a video doesn't come out okay, I want to redo it over and over and over again until it does come out okay. So hopefully that's gonna be the case now, because I can't take it anymore. This was a remake of the old one. I'm even wearing the same shirt, so it's all good. And that's it. If you've never heard of this guy, if you don't know about his story, let me know in the comments below what you thought about this, you know, and I'm really excited to hear your guys' opinions on it, you know. If you think, let me know in the comments, this is really important. I really want to hear this one from you. If you think he was lucky or unlucky, I really want your opinion on that, so let me know if you can. And that's it, guys. That has been it. I'm exhausted, man. I pretty much memorized the information on the article, like from the many times that I recorded this video. So that's it. I'm gonna go because I'm exhausted. Never gonna do this one again. If you guys happen to like this video, please go ahead and give it a like and also subscribe to my channel because I release videos every single day. And while you're at it, might as well hit the notification bell to know exactly what time I upload, and it's all good. This is Chazzy, signing out for now, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Roll the outro screen. Ow, my arm.